don't think I am. Ooh. Ow. Hello YouTube, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting outside of the Removery and I have my third tattoo removal appointment today. They're estimating that I'm going to need about 10. This is the tattoo that I'm getting removed. As you can see, I was in Florida yesterday, so I was going to get a sunburn, so I literally put a band-aid over top of the tattoo so that this area wouldn't be affected. Tattoo removal is actually quite sensitive for what you can and cannot have going on in your life, so I've had to move this appointment. Look at this sunburn, oh my goodness. It looks like he's about to tell me I can come in, so we'll chat in a minute. Come on in. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Everyone say hi to Rob. He's the best. Hey guys. This is the laser machine that they use. This is the area. And I'm just going to set you guys up in the corner while I have this treatment done. Pray for me. This morning I woke up and I was fine. And then I was eating a banana and drinking coffee before I came. And I started to get shaky and I was like, whoa, hang on a second. I'm like...
This is it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is actually happening again. I do think that it's breaking up a little bit. I mean, I've only had 2 sessions, but don't you think so?
Yeah.
Just
on the bottom.
Yeah. I'd say over here. I don't know. Actually, I don't really look at this one, but I'd say definitely it's starting to break up.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Which is so exciting.
Yeah.
This is number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually after number 3 we're like.
That you really start.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
I'm so excited.
Yep.
I also work out like 5 days a week, and I'm like,
awesome.
I drink like a gallon of water a day, so I'm like. Every day I'm like, can you please? So he's just putting a super cold ice pack on, which actually this part is painful as well. You're thankful for it in the end.
Am I gonna get a shout out?
Yeah, of course you're gonna get a shout out.
Or tagged or
whatever you have.
Tweeted at, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use my Instagram.
Really?
Either breather, let me know.
Alright.
3, 2, 1.
I do just taste like a little bit of like a metallic taste in the back of my throat, and that's happened the past couple of times, so that's normal. Okay, so that's it. It's super quick, super easy. If you have a tattoo that you don't like, I highly recommend this process, especially the Removery. They have the best equipment and very kind staff, especially in the Kentucky location. So as you can see, the area is red and inflamed, but it's nothing crazy. I do have a couple little blood spots now, but that's totally normal. That has happened every time since I've had it done. And he said since this was my 3rd treatment, this is whenever I'll really start to see a big difference in the tattoo appearance. I don't know if you guys could tell, but Rob, he has done my past 2 out of my 3 treatments, and honestly, I could not ask for a better person to be dealing with me through all of this. It's stressful for someone who is afraid of medical things, and I am. So I'm going to go home. I am going to sit down and I'm going to answer your guys' questions that you have about laser tattoo removal. Okay, I'm back home. So this is what it looks like. It looks almost pretty normal again. It's just like slightly raised. As it feels like I kind of have a lump under my skin. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into your guys' questions. First question is, why are you removing it? So the short answer to that is, I got this tattoo when I was 18, go figure. I put it in a spot that I was apprehensive to get. And honestly, I just should have done my research. The guy told me that this was the smallest, like finest line that you can do on a tattoo. He told me that there was no way that he could get this as a finer line or it would fade or bleed, and I understand that like bleeding is an issue with really thin tattoos, but I do just feel that like the style of tattoo that I personally wanted was not what he specialized in, so it's my own fault, no shade. I also am a dancer, and so I often have to cover it up for performances, which the makeup that I use is alcohol based and it is extremely expensive. So I'm spending $80 on that makeup to cover it for every single rehearsal, for every single performance, and I just want it gone. I don't like it. It doesn't make me happy when I look at it. And to be honest, I would just rather go through this process than not, and 30 years to look down and still have it on my body. Okay, the next one is what everyone wants to know, is how much does it cost? It depends on what size of tattoo it is. Mine is technically an inch because it's an inch tall and it's not very wide. It's like a text. I have the cheapest package that this place offers. I'm going to the Removery, and they are like a worldwide chain, so there may be one near you, and if there is, I do highly recommend them. In total, I believe it is $980, which that sounds like a lot. So you have to put 20% down whenever you start your tattoo sessions. And this is just the payment plan that I chose. They had multiple. So I put 20% down on my first session. And then after that, they take out $67 a month for a year. And also when I started, they were doing like if I booked in October, which I believe that was the month that I started doing this. So if I booked in October, they would take $100 off of the entire thing. So I believe that I actually got it for $880, or maybe I got it for $980 and it's supposed to be $1080. If you're trying to budget for this, about $1,000 for a small tattoo is what you're going to be looking at. Okay, this is the second big one. Does it hurt? What does it feel like? It does hurt, and I would say it does hurt worse than a tattoo. Absolutely, it hurts worse than getting one. But the good thing about this is that it is very localized. The pain doesn't radiate, and it also doesn't linger. So it hurts in the moment, and then for, I'm gonna say probably the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm gonna feel like I got burned with a curling iron. Now, in the moment of the removal, it doesn't feel like you're getting burned. It feels like you're getting stung by a bee. I'm gonna say that that is the most accurate, like a hot bee, over and over. So if you listen to what it sounds like to get laser tattoo removal, every like click, 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 every single click feels like a bee sting. However, my tattoo is small. You'll see that it was very, very quick. The area just gets red hot and it feels like you've been burned. Other than that, I mean, I can definitely go on about my day. I don't need to take time off of work. I'm gonna go into work later and I am gonna feel totally fine. Probably within 3 days, I won't even notice that I had this done. This one is, how many sessions are there? They estimated mine as 10 sessions, and I'm guaranteed up to 14. So I paid for the 10, which is the price that I told you, the $980. If I need 14 sessions, they won't charge me anymore. So I can get up to 4 more for free if I need it, or if I feel like it's not completely faded. And the sessions are spaced. They can do as little as 6 weeks apart, but they recommend going 8 weeks apart, just so that your body has more time to flush out the toxins. So the actual way that tattoo removal works, the laser is not removing the tattoo from your body. It's actually just breaking up the ink. So the way that the lady described it to me was, whenever you get a tattoo, your body identifies that ink as a foreign substance in your body, and it automatically tries to expel it, which is why tattoos do fade over time. She said that your immune system trying to get rid of the ink normally is like a tiny little thing taking a bite out of an elephant. Like, it's just never going to be able to get rid of it completely. So what the laser does is it actually breaks the ink up into teeny tiny little particles, and then your immune system flushes it out, which is why you have to be so careful. You can't be on any kind of antibiotics or have any infection for a couple of weeks before you get your tattoo removal. And then afterwards, if you do end up getting sick, your removal, that session won't be as effective as if you had been really healthy. So the more that you exercise, the more that you drink water, the better that your immune system is, the more effective the tattoo removal process is going to be. If your tattoo is 5 years old or older, that it is more likely to be a successful removal. They also told me that if it's closer to your heart, that it is more likely to be a successful removal. And then if you're young, active, and healthy, those things all also play a contributing factor, because at the end of the day, the laser only does its one job, and then it's up to your body to flush out everything else. Which, if you heard me say earlier in the video while I was actually getting it done, I can taste the ink in the back of my throat immediately whenever they break it up. So that's the ink entering your bloodstream, and your body immediately starts to expel it, which is why they have to wait so long in between sessions. One, so that your skin can heal, so that your body has a break and you don't overwhelm your immune system. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the little goodie bag that they give me, and I receive one of these every single time I go. So first of all, they give me all of these tiny little single application of 1% hydrocortisone cream. These I put on once a day until they're gone. So I feel like they gave me a bunch, but I usually do this for about 4 days and then probably don't anymore because my skin doesn't feel irritated. But it's nice that they give me extras because in case I need it for longer, then I have these. And then they give me a little pamphlet every time that reminds me of what I'm supposed to do once I leave. So it says, to get the best out of my tattoo removal treatment, I promise to not exercise rigorously for 24 hours post-treatment. So you cannot get your heart rate up and get your body super hot for 24 hours after you get the treatment. I promise to avoid heat, including hot water, for 48 hours. I still take a shower. Like, it's not that sensitive. You don't want to get this area touched with a super bunch of hot water because honestly, it hurts. It feels like you've been burned. So you want to avoid hot water for 2 days, and you would do that naturally anyway because the area is sensitive. It says that you need to keep the treated area clean and dry. It says you do not pick, poke, or scratch at the treated area, which I feel like if you have a tattoo, you already know that you're supposed to pat it if you get an itch and not scratch. And then it says you cannot take antibiotics 2 weeks before your next appointment. If you do blister, you're supposed to use a sterilized lancet to poke a small hole in the base of any blister, larger than the size of a dime, and let it drain naturally. So I have not experienced blistering yet. I have read and heard about a lot of people who do get blistering. The nurse who's doing my removal process did say that it is more likely to blister if you have like a really large area, or if you have colored ink. Black ink is a lot easier to remove than colored ink. It says to apply this hydrocortisone cream once a day for 5 days. You have to avoid sun exposure to the treated area and cover it with sunscreen. And that's just in general. You should always be cautious whenever you have a fresh tattoo or fresh removal, anything like that where your skin is damaged. You obviously don't want to go and get a sunburn on it. So in a short summary, does it hurt? Yes, but it's quick and it doesn't linger. I really think that it's worth it. If you have a tattoo that you hate on your body, I highly recommend doing this treatment for yourself. I think that in a year from now, whenever it's gone, I'm gonna be so much happier of a person. It does take a while, it is time consuming, but the time is gonna pass anyway. You might as well just go ahead and start now. The cost, I feel like for a medical treatment, which by the way, make sure that if you are getting a tattoo removed, that you get it done in a medical office. Do not go to a tattoo artist that says he can remove it for you. Do not go somewhere where the person is not wearing scrubs and it doesn't feel like it is a sterile clinical environment. I really cannot stress that enough. Also, I did a lot of research into the kind of laser that I wanted to be used on myself. The Pico way does seem to be like the best technology out there. They told me it's like the Cadillac of lasers. So I'm very happy with my decision to go to the Removery, and I cannot recommend them enough if you decide to get this done for yourself. I will continue to document this process for you guys and show you updates on what my tattoo looks like once it really starts to fade. He did tell me that this was my 3rd session, and this is typically whenever people really start to feel like they can see a big difference in their tattoo removal. So I'm super excited to watch it fade and continue living my healthy, active life so that it goes away. If you guys have any more questions about tattoo removal, please drop them in the comments box below, or if you would like to see me update you guys on treatment like 6 or 7, or if you would just like for me to wait until the end and give you a total roundabout experience of everything that I learned through this process. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please check out some of my other ones. I know that this is a little bit off topic of what we normally do, but this is something that I'm going through, so I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.